Hello, Jamie Banks here for Tungsten Tales in association with Unicorn Darts in the Unicorn Darts showroom in Nottingham, and I'm delighted to say joining me is Kim Huybrechts. How are you, Kim?
Very good, thank you.
End of the year coming up now. We've obviously got a few things to be said and done before the end of the year, but how has you assess your year so far?
Well, the beginning wasn't really good. Struggled a lot. Working hard again, practicing hard again, and I'm feeling better and better, and I think the end will be good.
Confidence-wise, are you feeling like it's all coming back to you and you're feeling good when you're playing?
Yeah. I had a final in Crawley against James Wade. Played really well, missed 3 match starts, but the confidence was there again, and I'm building up on to that, and it's going better and better.
On confidence, are nerves the sort of thing that are playing a part with you? You obviously mentioned the 3 match starts that you missed. Is it a nervous thing, or is it just sort of getting used to being in those situations?
Yeah, a bit of a nervous thing as well, because I wasn't playing really well, so you want to do really well on tournaments again. So having 3 match starts for to win a final it's a bit of a nerve-wracking thing. Just hoping it goes in, but it didn't work out. Always the next time, so hopefully we'll do better with the nerves then.
Have you struggled with that in the past, or is that something now you feel you're getting over as you get more confident?
Depends on how I'm feeling. Sometimes it gets the better hand of me. Sometimes I win against the nerves. It's just a day-to-day thing. You don't really have a solution for it. Sometimes it happens to you, sometimes it doesn't.
When you're practicing, is there anything you can do to help yourself with that?
Well, I always imagine I'm playing players, so yeah. I'm making myself a bit nervous. It's not the real thing, but sometimes it gets close because you're playing really good and you still want to win a game against a computer, like example, and you imagine playing someone really good, and sometimes you get nervous, so it helps a bit.
With your training, how do you find the best way to train? Do you train a lot? Do you train not very often? How do you think the best way to go about it is?
Again, it depends on the feeling. Sometimes I train a lot. If I had a bad week, then I try to practice a lot, because then I want a bit of punish myself, practicing hard. But generally, I just do an hour and a half session, then do something else, do something with the baby, or do something around the house, then another practice, or I invite someone to practice at my house.
So before a big match then, do you take a lot of practice before that, or will you just relax and try and lead up to the match and then a few darts before you go out?
Yeah, just practice hard. Just before the game I try to relax, but the hours before or the days before I try to practice hard.
So let's look forward now. There's a few more things to be said and done before the end of the year. What's next for you?
Grand Slam is coming up. Tough group, but well, I think I can pull this one out, and then we'll see after the group stage how far we can go. We've
mentioned confidence, so do you feel like you can go forward with this in this tournament?
Yeah, of course. If you don't have the confidence, then, well, it's better not to start at the tournament. You always have to think you're going to win, because if I don't think I would win, I would probably stay better at home.
One thing I want to ask you about is world rankings. You're 15 at the moment. Is that something you look at, or are you not too fussed about that?
Well, you do, because you want to be the highest possible ranked. You're always looking up. Sometimes you have to look down, but rankings is a thing you think about.
Because I know a lot of players sort of say they don't bother looking at the rankings because it's just how they're playing at the time. Yeah. But for you, is it something that you like to? You obviously want to get as high as you can.
Yeah,
but does it affect you?
I try not to let it affect me, but sometimes it does, because you want to say I'm #1 in the world. You want to say I'm top 8 in the world. So if you're doing a top sport, you want to be as highly ranked as possible. So whoever says they're not looking at rankings, I don't really believe it. But sometimes it affects you, because you want to be as high as possible, and then during a game you don't think about it, but before the tournament or after the tournament you start thinking about things.
Of course. Let's talk about when you're actually playing. What goes through your head? Are you quite relaxed? You try and think about other things, or you always focus on the next start?
Try to be always focused on the next start, not to think about other things too much, because then you get distracted. That's not really good. You're there to do a job, and if you're doing a dangerous job, you can't think about something else. This isn't dangerous, but if you think about something else, you get distracted and you're not into your game a lot.
Right, away from darts. A little birdie tells me you're a Liverpool fan.
Yeah.
What on earth is going on?
That's right. Well, one of the first games I watched was the Europa League final against Alaves, 5-4. That was a brilliant game, and from then on my brother is a Liverpool fan as well, so he pushed me into that direction as well. But yeah, my favourite team.
Yeah? So you've had some good years. This year, not so good?
No, this year isn't so good. Not a good start, but, well, there's always the end of the season, and then we'll get there. Last year we had a good beginning, and we ruined it a bit at the end, so maybe we'll do the other thing now. Not a good start and a good end.
Kim, thank you very much for joining us. I really appreciate your time. That's Jamie Banks for Tungsten Tales here, in association with Unicorn Darts, keeping you at the sharp end of World Darts.